Let's get rolling with our first guest, a good friend of the show from Albuquerque Business First, Dennis Domrzalski. Hello, Dennis.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right, we have a critical week with regards to health insurance, small business, and all of the related stuff. So New Mexico NM Hicks has checked in.
They have. The New Mexico Health Insurance Exchange put out some numbers actually this morning, which are really kind of troubling. You know, if you're looking at this, they've got about 800 some odd businesses that have actually started their application process on the exchange to sell, so their employees can get insurance. But of those, you've got fewer than 200 that have actually completed the process.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now here's the critical thing. They've got to have that completed by the end of this week because their employees got to start picking plans on November 1st, and they only have until December 1st to do this. So that's an incredibly low number. And when you think that they're averaging maybe, for every small company that goes on there, maybe 2 employees per company, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
You
Do you
know,
think
there's
this is
no
just
one
like
really
a lack
signing.
of knowledge that the businesses just don't know that they're supposed to have this week, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's part of it. I also think that for a lot of businesses, this is a first-time thing. They've never done this before. They're probably not sure of what to do. And I think, you know, spending time on a website might be somewhat intimidating. And there's really no one there to help them. They can make some calls to the call center.
Yeah,
But
good luck
I
to
think
that.
I was shocked by that.
So if they don't meet this deadline, what happens?
Well, they can complete it later on, and there will be a question as to whether their employees will actually have insurance on January 1. Now, if they're not offering insurance already, I suppose it's not that big of a deal, but it's interesting. And the thing is, we're spending throughout the nation, we're spending billions of dollars, not only on the software and infrastructure of these exchanges, but also on the PR and marketing.
Right.
And it apparently isn't reaching very many people.
Yeah, and what's upsetting to me is they told us this will not affect your private insurance, and I'm already getting stuff from my private insurance site. Oh, well, here's your options, and oh, here are the new prices, and it's like, wait a second, I thought this wasn't going to affect me.
You can keep your doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people nationwide have gotten, mostly people on individual policies, have gotten letters from their insurer saying, you ain't going to be able to have the same insurance. The reason being is because under the ACA, there are 10 things that have to be covered. Yeah. And that jacks up the price. Right now, you can, as an individual, you can pick and choose. So there was one lady who, was in her 50s who wrote in something, why do I need maternity care?
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay for this? But it's a required coverage under the ACA. So now in New Mexico, I've checked, and it seems to be not that many people getting those types of notices. That's because the insurers did offer an early renewal so that they continue to keep their so-called private insurance through a good portion of next year.
Yeah.
The numbers here are kind of interesting too. I would not expect this. BeWellNewMexico.com, which is the Access website. That's the English website. Over 63,000 unique visitors. But the Spanish website, 721.
Yeah.
That seems really low. Yeah. What's going on?
That I don't know. That's incredibly low. I can't tell you. I just don't know.
It sounds like a lack of communication.
Yeah,
they're just not communicating to that group of people.
Here's what happened. Because of the failure of the federal system, meaning the federal exchanges, here in New Mexico, they delayed the massive PR/marketing push.
Right. Okay? They haven't done the media buy.
Yeah, because individuals can't sign up.
Right.
And so the whole thing is designed to get into, the marketing campaign is designed to steer individuals to the government site. But it isn't working. Yeah. So why would you spend the money on something that isn't working? So I think that's part of the problem. It's just this disaster that continues, and But small businesses need to know that if they have started their application process, they should get on there and finish it really soon.
So if they finish it, how do they know they're finished? Is there a notification that gets sent out?
Yeah,
or something?
I mean, it's a completion that the website will tell you. And what the process is, they have to choose what is called a reference plan. So they go in there and they choose, and they can pick, and they can determine how much what a percentage they will be putting towards their employees' premiums. And that's really all they have to do. They just got to pick one level of plan: bronze, gold, silver, platinum. Determine, what suits their needs best and what they think their employees' needs are, and then they hit a button, complete, and that's it. But they haven't been doing it.
Well, let's talk about happier news happening in Albuquerque.
Okay, sure.
So, Innovate ABQ.
Yeah.
We've heard talk of that in the last few weeks. So now, is that going forward?
Well, it's a long-term process. Voters, Albuquerque City voters in this last election approved $2 million of bond issue money to go for this thing. As Dan Mayfield writes in this week's edition, the entire thing is probably a minimum of at least 5 years away. The bond issue didn't say Innovate Albuquerque, it just said for buildings. So, a city council can say, we don't want to spend, it's very interesting. But the idea is that UNM wants to bring all these sort of business people, and it's more than just an incubator. It's supposed to be a place where ideas and people collide, whatever that means. And they're looking for a building. Their preference is the former First Baptist Church down there at Central and Broadway. They don't want to pay as much money as that thing is being listed for. It's being listed for $7.5 million.
Really?
Yeah, and
Then you have to tear the building down.
Yes, exactly. So it's a long way off. Other places have done this. It's a way to hopefully start things. I have heard, everybody uses these words. We're often in what they call silos, and I hate to use them. But you've got scientists doing things in their own little world, and you've got entrepreneurs doing things in their own little world. And they often don't come together. So the scientists don't really know what, say, a small healthcare entrepreneur might be looking for to take to market.
Right.
And so that's where these things with these people over a cup of coffee or something bumping into each other can say, hey, you know what? I really need this. Well, I haven't been working on that, but maybe I can.
Yeah.
And that's the idea behind it. So it's it's a little ways off. Hopefully it'll get going and have an impact on.
This is something that UNM was doing on their own, and they've just actually expanded the resources for it.
Yeah.
And
they've got a total of about $5 million so far.
Yeah, and that's probably what they needed, a little cash infusion.
Yeah.
Get it going.
And then they may get, depending, the county might want to kick some in, but, it's a longer term project.
Yeah, has it been sold with any kind of return on investment to
Not
the taxpayers?
that I know of right now.
There's no real ROI.
No, it's just like this is a great idea.
And we're going to create jobs eventually, right? Yeah.
That's
going to make you happy, Larry.
Okay. Yeah, going to make us happy.
It's going to make us happy.
Okay.
We'll
feel good.
There you go. And all you can do is on something like this is wait and see. Me being a skeptic, years ago I wrote about how we were supposed to be the MEMS, micro engineers, something capital of the world. That never materialized. And we were supposed to be the nanotechnology capital of the world.
Didn't happen.
That never happened. So, I've seen this stuff in 27 years come and go as have you.
Right.
When it happens, I'll be convinced.
It'll always be the thing that we didn't see coming, right?
Yeah. And we're always on the cusp.
Right.
We never
kinda wait and
to get
see.
over the cusp.
Yeah.
So,
There have been success stories, but it's all about the money. Who can...
Gotta have
you
money
gotta
to make money.
sell the product.
it's about the money, but it's also in the follow-up. Okay, sure, you can have people come down in this wonderful space and bump into each other, but you've got to have a way, one, for them to get these ideas off the ground. And then the idea is also to have them stay here. And that involves a whole lot of other things.
That's
that involves
another
the business
process.
climate, whether it be taxes, local or state. So there are a lot of different things. And the opportunity. You've got to have the opportunity And I, just plopping
Sure.
down a nice center isn't necessarily
Right.
the opportunity. So
It's a start.
no, I think it's a start, but again, it's a little ways off, and we'll
Yeah.
have to wait and see.
Well, these are ongoing stories, and it's something that we'll be reporting on, and you guys will be reporting on
Yeah.
for many weeks and months and years to come. We'll also keep revisiting New Mexico HICS, and I think it's just an interesting acronym.
Yeah, they wanted to keep it simple, and
And we'll keep talking about healthcare and see how that goes, but it's a key week in that.
in the meantime, I want you both to know there's no one who cares more about your health than I do.
Thank you, Dennis.